Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal have reached a full agreement with Sporting to sign Viktor Gyokerez. The BBC, David Onstein, The Athletic, Fabrizio Romano have all confirmed this story. Arsenal are signing Viktor Gyokerez, and this can be considered now as done and dusted. We're going to be diving into some of the mechanisms that have happened to make this deal happen. But Viktor Gyokerez is an Arsenal player. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. We said it yesterday on Sunday, a deal was very close. Most of the things were virtually agreed, and just a few add-ons were being worked out. Well, I can tell you now, the add-ons have been worked on, the structure is finalized, and now we are getting into the final stages of this deal, which are medicals and everything to do with Arsenal and the player. Fabrizio Romano this morning has been talking about the deal, and he says for Arsenal fans, this is something that is really big and something that we have already done. So let's see what Fabrizio has said before we get into the journalists that have actually broken down the structure and the fee of the whole package.
For Arsenal fans, because the here we go is imminent for Viktor Gyokerez to Arsenal. We have to wait the final steps of the deal, but we are almost there. It's just about the final details, and then Viktor Gyokerez will become the new striker of Arsenal Football Club. Because this Sunday was a crucial moment in the negotiation between Arsenal, Sporting, Viktor Gyokerez and his agents, especially the role of his agents, to try get the deal done. And now the here we go is really imminent. Maybe while you're watching this video, the here we go is already there. At the moment, it's here we go soon, because Arsenal are closing in on this deal for Viktor Gyokerez. Sporting, while I'm recording this video, have still not confirmed anything, officially or privately. So at the moment, still working on the final details of the deal, but the here we go is coming for Viktor Gyokerez. And for Arsenal fans, it's a big moment. I spent basically the last 8-9 days here on the channel telling you, calma, relax, don't worry. There are reports from Portugal, Fabrizio, saying that the deal is off. Don't worry. There are reports saying that the deal is too complicated, Arsenal leaving the negotiations. Don't worry. Arsenal delegation left Portugal to return to London, so the deal is off. Don't worry. Never worry, because in this case, remember these guys, when Viktor Gyokerez will be at the Emirates with Arsenal shirt in his hands. Viktor Gyokerez did everything possible to be an Arsenal player. If today we are at the here we go stage, it's because Viktor Gyokerez tried in every way to make it happen. And he gave up on a small part of his salary package. I already told you early last week how Gyokerez was prepared to do that and was a crucial step in the conversation. But also at some point, there was the possibility for him maybe to find a different way in this tension between Arsenal and Sporting. And that way could be Saudi, with a massive proposal discussed also by Sporting. Something like, okay, if we don't get a deal done with Arsenal, you can go to Saudi. It's big money, way higher than the salary offered by Arsenal. Viktor Gyokerez and this camp, the reply was very clear from the player, thanks, but for me it's only Arsenal Football Club. No chance for other moves, no chance for other possibilities. And then what happened? On this Sunday, many important things happened, with two meetings, one taking place in the afternoon, the other one tonight. Arsenal basically prepared the story by giving their willingness to get closer to what Sporting wanted, but also the role of the agents has been important because they reduce their commission in the deal. So instead of getting 10% from Sporting, they will now reduce that number. And so Arsenal are prepared to pay 63.5 million euros fixed, guaranteed fee for Viktor Gyokerez. So that's going to be the fixed part of the deal, 63.5. Arsenal will also pay part of the commission to the agent of the player, so the final numbers will be higher. But in terms of transfer fee, the commission is in every single deal in football, not just in this one. So we have to talk about transfer fee, and the transfer fee will be 63.5 million euros to Sporting. Plus 10 million euros in add-ons. These add-ons are being completed in these hours, and this is what's going to bring us to the here we go, the structure of the add-ons, but there are no problems, no big issues. Arsenal are quite relaxed also because they started exchanging official emails with Sporting to complete the transfer, and so Viktor Gyokerez to Arsenal is about to become a here we go. Again, maybe while you are watching this video is already going to be a here we go, because any minute it can come, waiting for a final approval from Sporting on the add-ons, and then Viktor Gyokerez, new Arsenal striker. We are almost there after a long saga, with the player always first giving priority to Arsenal, then saying only Arsenal Football Club. with a very strong position and made a difference in a very tense situation between Sporting, the agents of the player, Arsenal, but never with the deal collapsing, never with the deal off. And so now for Arsenal fans, after a week spent here on the channel on YouTube, putting here my face and telling you this deal is gonna happen, this deal is ongoing, this deal is not collapsing, this deal is on, now we are at the here we go stage.
Right there, that is Fabrizio Romano confirming to you that the deal is at the stage of the here we go. And he says he's been putting his face on the channel for a long time. I have been putting my face on this channel for a long time, saying that Viktor Gyokerez is the striker Arsenal should be signing. And I think for 1 week or so, I've been saying that this deal is done and it is already dusted. And for me, I knew the moment Arsenal entered final negotiations with Sporting, there was no turning back. Our Sporting knew that Arsenal were never ever going to walk away from such a deal. It was a very good deal. Arsenal don't have a lot of money to spend on a centre forward this summer. We are hearing Arsenal are spending 55 million only on Viktor Gyokerez. So if you're spending 55 million only, 55 million pounds, right? Only on Viktor Gyokerez, how many strikers are you going to get for that same amount? I mean, you could get Victor Osimhen, but his wages are absolutely, crazy. His wages are about 420,000 per week. Then you could go and get Benjamin Sesko, but his price is very expensive, and Hugo Ekitike is very, very expensive as well. So Arsenal knew this is the deal they could do within their budget to allow us go and do the other deals. And we have absolutely done that. Now, Fabrizio is saying that the here we go is coming very soon. Sami Makpo had other ideas. So Sami Makpo from the BBC has just confirmed that Arsenal have reached a full agreement with Sporting Lisbon over a 73.5 million deal to sign Viktor Gyokerez inside 24 hours. Deal now in place with minor details being resolved. Parties working towards Gyokerez being part of the Arsenal tour in Asia at the end of the week. That is the confirmation we are getting from the BBC's Sami Makpo that Arsenal are working, and both parties actually are working for Viktor Gyokerez to be an Arsenal player this week. That's number one. But also we want him to be part of the tour that Arsenal are going to have in Asia that will start at the end of this week. Obviously, I've reported about this on a couple of occasions. Our preseason begins on the 19th of July, which is ultimately 5 days away. Mikel Arteta, I've seen him with the boys, I've seen him with Saliba, I've seen him with Mika Marino, and I've seen him with a couple of other players as well. So training is back. Preseason begins July 19th. This guy, Gyokerez, is going to be part of preseason. Then we got Fabrizio Romano obviously saying that the here we go is imminent for Viktor Gyokerez. It's just coming any minute right from now. And also Ben Jacobs confirming that exclusive story that he got, that Arsenal are expected to pay an initial 63.5 million euros for Viktor Gyokerez, with a further 10 million euros in add-ons. Sporting no longer have to pay the 10% commission to the player's agent, which was required in the original agreement of the 70 million euros plus 10 million in add-ons. The removal of this commission to the agent allowed Arsenal to pay a lower fixed fee, while Sporting received the same funds due to not having to deduct any amount in order to pay for the commission. Now add-ons should be finalized and the deal will be happening. So Arsenal, I don't know whether this is genius or it was risky and it paid off, but Andrea Bata literally said, I am going to try and make sure I sign Viktor Gyokerez for the price that we want. Now, we were told that Arsenal want to pay 70 million euros for a centre forward. That was reported by The Athletic, that was reported by Sami Makpo, and that was reported by a couple of credible outlets, that Arsenal's preparations initially were to get in a centre forward for 70 million euros. And I think we've won. We've got a very good striker, one of the best in his position, one of the best in the world, at 73 million euros. That's not a bad deal at all. That is actually a very, very good deal. If you consider the amount of money Arsenal paid for Gabriel Jesus, which was 45 million, and we're paying 55 million for the services of Gyokerez. We paid 75 million euros for the services of Kai Havertz. We are paying 73 million euros for Gyokerez. I kind of feel like this is a very, very good deal, and this is a masterclass. It's a very good deal. But this wouldn't have happened without the compromise on the player side. It is the player side, and Gyokerez, I tell you, if Gyokerez comes to Arsenal and Arteta doesn't play him, it will be a very bad, very, very bad gesture. Because this guy is pushed to play for Arsenal more than any other player ever will, probably, and more than any other player has ever. He has reduced some of the demands he's asking for just to facilitate the deal, and his agent as well has taken off 10%. 10% of 73, it was initially 80 million euros, right? 80 million euros, 10% of that is 8 million. This guy has waived off 8 million from his bank account. He has, his bank account and his bankers and his accountants were expecting something like 8 million in his bank account, and he said, okay, I am not going to take that 8 million. I am not going to take the commission. Let me facilitate the move. What a guy. What a guy. Because this clearly shows you that he's got the best interest of his players, of his player at heart. He cares about the player. He cares about the interests of his player, right? He knew if Arsenal didn't sign this deal, if Arsenal didn't do this deal, Gyokerez would be done. Like, he would be done. He would have displayed a big degree of indiscipline. Many clubs don't want to get closer to you. You've been fighting to join Arsenal. You have shown a rotten mentality. Not a rotten mentality, but rotten discipline. And now Arsenal have not signed you. Many clubs are going to try to stay away from you because they're saying, what if a bigger club comes in for you, right? You want Arsenal after all. You're going to do the same to us. So, Hassan Sentikaya, what a guy. He has facilitated this deal massively. Absolutely massively. And then there were a few other tweets as well around the corner. And this was David Onstein saying that Sporting Lisbon confirmed agreement in principle reached for Viktor Gyokerez, switch to Arsenal. Deal worth 63.5 guaranteed plus 10 in add-ons. 27-year-old striker's representatives have waived off some commission to facilitate the move from CP to Arsenal. And then Florian Plattenberg, this is Sky Sports German as well, collaborating on the story. And they're saying that, yes, Viktor Gyokerez to Arsenal is considered a done deal. Full agreement in principle with Sporting has been reached and the money doesn't change. Gyokerez on the verge of signing for Arsenal. Contract until 2030. He only wanted Arsenal only wanted Arsenal after one more very, very good phone call with Mikel Arteta as reported. So I like this. I like the sound of this because we were told that Mikel Arteta really, really wanted Benjamin Sesko. But now Sky Sports German are reporting that there was a phone call from Mikel Arteta to Viktor Gyokerez to confirm that Arsenal are really interested and it shouldn't go anywhere. So maybe the Sesko deal was a smokescreen. Maybe it was a smokescreen. Maybe Arsenal were we know that Arsenal and Andre Bata were leveraging these strikers against each other. Gyokerez, Watkins, and Sesko. And then at some point in time there was Ekitike. But remember when I told you, it doesn't make any sense. Why would Arsenal go for Ekitike if they're really trying to spend less money? So I think these other guys were the smokescreen. I think the moment Andre Bata came in, he told Mikel Arteta, what are you doing? If you want a center forward, and you want a center forward that's going to score goals, what are you doing? Why are you going in for a guy, Benjamin Sesko? Bloody hell, he's got 12 goals. Let's go for Viktor Gyokerez. Let's go big. And I think that was the moment Arteta was like, oh, shit, I got to wake up. We've got to wake up. And the moment Arsenal woke up from that moment, boom, it was over. absolutely over. So I'm delighted with this. I mean, this means that Arteta is not going to have a problem with Viktor Gyokerez. Because all of us were afraid he's not his number one target. But remember, Zinchenko wasn't our number one target. And if Zinchenko had not had defensive problems, he would have been an Arsenal starter even up to now, to be honest. Right? So it doesn't matter if you're number one or number two target, as long as you've got the quality and what the manager wants, you are going to play. And Gyokerez will play for Arsenal. Okay. Just want to clear this. There's so many tweets going on, right? Fabrizio obviously saying that the deal between Arsenal and Sporting is now being sealed tonight. All right. Ben Jacobs has just said that Coventry City have a 10% on the money. So they will take 10% of the money. That means that 73.5 million Coventry City are going to have 7.5 million, right? They're saying that Brighton and Hove also have a 15% sell-on clause. Now, I don't know how this is really going to work, but Sporting can deal with that, right? Sporting can deal with that. Fabrizio has just said that Gyokerez didn't have any doubts. He only wanted Arsenal. Even when Saudi clubs wanted to offer, a higher salary, he only wanted Arsenal. Move set to be sealed today after 2 meetings on Sunday. That was confirmed by Fabrizio this morning. And then the Guardian have just said that the agents involved in the transfer will not receive the customary commission, typically 10% of the deal, total value, and then clearing the way for Sporting to receive a larger sum up front. And that's what Sporting wanted. That's all Sporting wanted. They wanted more money up front. And they're getting it. And the deal is over. So I'm going to be reporting more as we develop these stories. Obviously, we have the Madueke medical completed today. We have, we've got to do a bigger touch in what's going to happen in this week as well. We'll be talking about when this guy is going to be flying to London, because that should be very soon as well. So keep on the channel. I'll see you soon.